I'm not even gonna say it this time. This record is an hour and a half long, so let's go for it. I'm listening to some guitar strings very slowly fading in as its tradition. This is a 22-minute song. Those are trumpets. And it's very slowly building up. For a song called Storm, the calm this is granting me is unbelievable. I don't know why, but I get the feeling these songs right here won't be as obscure as in F sharp, A sharp. This sounds so uplifting. I don't want to get ahead of myself because this is just the first song, but it seems like the songs here won't be as obscure as in F sharp, A sharp, but rather bright and tender, almost like you're rebuilding that world of F sharp, A sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They love 6/8 and getting grandiose. That drum beat is so military, but everything else isn't. It's just hopeful, and I love how they merge these elements that should resemble very different things to create something of their own. Jesus man, whoever's playing that trumpet has a beautiful sense of melody and rhythm. This is a brand new world, people, and it was built from the debris we had in F sharp, A sharp. But what a beautiful thing they made out of all that destruction. The landscapes it's painting right here are very promising. Quiet sections like this are just a little rest, which give you even more hope. And then listen to those strings. Oh my god. I feel like I'm in a city watching how people rebuild everything, how they help each other, because this feeling right here appeals to the part of us that doesn't care about your ideas or anything else other than your humanity. And something's coming. That sound of brass, it's like rain. And everything else is just a prospect of the future. Isn't this the most beautiful storm you've ever listened? Jesus. I think the storm is finally coming. That modulation, so freaking ominous. Oh, and there's a guitar that's perpetually squealing in the background. Hadn't noticed until now. They're taking their time, but they are getting us there. This is another section for sure, but I'm kinda getting unnerved. We're getting somewhere, and that somewhere is probably a dark place. Oh man. I just hope this won't lead us to a sacrifice or something. Jeez man, now I feel like a tribute. This is a ritual indeed. Oh, but I gotta say I'm caught up in that rhythm. This went from scary to Latin. I don't even know where we are anymore. Someone's talking. And that's Spanish. What the hell, man? Apparently somebody's ripping off products from an enterprise, and now that enterprise is giving hell to that people. Oh my god, that ambience. If it wasn't for that piano, I would think a burial type beat would kick in any second. Somebody saying something indistinguishable right there in the background. But it sounds like a preacher of some kind. It reminds me to that lady in East Hastings. Probably she is. And they are letting die that piano so slowly. But yeah, that was the first track, and it was a ride indeed. Not gonna lie, I was expecting this song to start with static, but that's a great synth. Oh man, this is like a ghastly tide. Like the ocean died somehow, and now the spirit of the water is going back and forth against the rocks. Was this feature in a horror film or something? Because it has all of the qualities to scare the shit out of anyone. That's suspense, man. I don't even need to be watching the movie to imagine what's going on. Oh, okay, we went from deep ocean horror to deep space horror. Now, I'm in a starship, alone, isolated, with no communication whatsoever, and a creature just found me. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think this is indeed deep space horror.
It takes dedication, it takes a death. Because when you see the face of God, you will die. And there will be nothing left in you except the God-man, the God-woman, the heavenly man.
All in all, that preacher is throwing some great lines. Jesus, man. I don't know, but sometimes reading the lyrics of Godspeed You Black Emperor, I feel like I'm gonna have night terrors. Something's approaching really slow. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm loving the way they are playing with the signature tempo right here. They have this swing right there, and it fits so good. I'm loving this section so much, I don't know why. It's not that ominous, it's more like... It reminds me to The Godfather. Yeah, this is what you play when you have to solve some family business. Or summon some spirits. Ugh. That's not even unnerving, that's just straight up cool. This section is perfect for an epic solo. Oh my god, that's so freaking badass. Those drums are driving the song right now. But I was wrong, not only the drums are badass, that motif in the strings, the bass, Jesus, everything is so cool right now. And now that we're picking up the speed, it sounds like a spy movie soundtrack. What the hell? Beautiful breaks in the rhythm. I got lost in those couple seconds. Where are we now? I'll turn off the lights for this last bit. Oof. I don't even know what they are doing anymore, but I don't care. This is still so freaking good. Only complaint though, no static whatsoever in this song. The sounds, they are still unnerving, but they are slowly fading out. And there goes the second one.
Coney Island, they called Coney Island the playground of the world.
The dialogue
No place like it.
also kicked in so slowly.
Coney Island when I was a youngster. All over the world. It was a playground, they called it the playground of the world. Over there.
This is so sad. That story is so sad. You can hear The regret in his voice.
When I was very small, I even got lost
Oh my
in
God,
Tony
the
Allen,
way it
but
cracks.
things changed. See,
Things change
they
indeed.
don't sleep anymore on the beach.
I admit it, I get kinda emotional when I hear an old man talking about better days. It's, I don't know, he sounds so helpless. You can really feel the pain. Now on top of that, put a fatal instrumental like this. What a combination. Oh my God. That chord change was so beautiful. That resolution. I don't know what interval that is, but I freaking love it. Oof. The bass is playing on the high strings and on the high frets, and it sounds beautiful. That guitar is so tenderly ghastly, it almost sounds like it's someone screaming. Those strings, man. Oh wow. Oh wow! The intervals really do it for me right here. Oh yes. This is so epic, but there is still that something in the background, that voice, maybe a memory. I don't know what it is, but it sounds so dreadful. It's like an omen. Or maybe not so much. How they transition from a scenery of complete desolation to hope again. This feels like you're riding a horse. What if you're one of the horsemen? You know what? Never mind. Unless the horsemen are from the Wild West. Yes, they are detuning those guitars, but also that microtonal quality. That's something you don't hear that often. And right there when the strings were fading out, you could hear how they harmonize with everything else. So they detune their guitars to harmonize. I know they are only going back and forth between those two notes, but this is still so freaking dreadful. Okay, now it's getting uplifting. This is the post-rock I was expecting. I don't know how they do it. They go so smoothly from ominous to beautiful, so effortlessly. I can't explain it. Makes me wanna pick up my sticks again. Too bad I don't have real drums in my house. And now it feels like we are going back to the ocean, but this time it's full of life. Oh, I think this is my favorite part of the entire record. And the good news is we still got one more song to go. Then again, this feels like a wave, but now this wave is carrying you and it's... I don't even know how to describe it. Oh god. How they are playing with that feedback. It's so clever. Perhaps it's just that rhythm, but somehow this feels like a celebration. Like if we just made it to the shore. What? Even country? On second thoughts, this might as well just be folk, not necessarily country, but who cares? It's still a post-rock song. And that was just a sample. Here comes the rain. Oh god, when did we enter the house of mirrors? Now that sounds like the ice cream truck of the devil. I'm not quite sure if those children are speaking English anymore. Do you remember what I said about them playing with the feedback as if it was waves? Well, this is exactly what I'm talking about. That was sudden. Alright. Is this it for this section? I don't know what that was, but it sounded huge. And if I'm being honest, it unsettled me because it was so sudden and so uplifting in the midst of, well, feedback waves. You see what I mean? Now it sounds like we're in a haunted house and a very old cuckoo clock is ticking. I'm not even sure what landscape is this anymore. It just sounds like we are floating. You know, from now on, I'll just listen. My God. What can I say? I think I just heard a little piece of paradise. Oh, we're back into that realm. Oh God, I got completely lost in it. And now it's fading out. Let's see. No, there's still 2 minutes left. This music must be perfect to fall asleep to if you want to have severe nightmares. But you know, oh God, I was gonna say once you get used to it, it gets soothing, but it doesn't. Hell no, it doesn't. Oh yes. Someone's running indeed. Lift your skinny fists like antennas to heaven, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, you ain't gonna like this. Turns out my initial reaction to Lift Your Skinny Fists was my highest point with this record. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. The more I listen to it, the more I realize how dispersed this record sounds for me. It has an uplifting theme, but it develops really weirdly and it's unbalanced for my taste. Some sections here that are supposed to get you into that mood are way too short, while others that are pure ambience, way too long. Maybe it's just me, but I wasn't as touched as I was with F sharp A sharp, which is ironic because some of these songs I can consider iconic, but the thing is, they are in the middle of a 22-minute beast, and it's not like you will skip to that specific part you want to listen every single time, it's just not practical. That's my dilemma because this is post-rock, it's not supposed to follow pop structures and I know it. But I still rather have songs that I can actually listen without having to go through 5 minutes of pure ambience and an ultra slow fade in. And I don't think that's a matter of genre. Besides, it's kind of a pain to have a 22-minute song in your library occupying space when you only like 5 minutes of it. And a lot of people would tell, well, this record was created long before streaming, it's not supposed to be listened that way, and that's completely valid. But Echoes by Pink Floyd is a 26-minute masterpiece and the perfect example of how to write a long song. That song does perfectly what Godspeed You Black Emperor is trying to do here throughout the whole record. It starts with a very slow fade in but with a lot of nuances you as a listener wanna catch. Then it evolves into the verse, something more moody, something more even jazzy to my taste. Then it goes into a downward spiral into madness. Then we got a pure ambient section before going back to the verse and finishing the song. It has sense, it has direction, and it feels like one long song, not several songs put together just to fill the A or the B side of the vinyl. And that was in 1970. In 1975, Pink Floyd also released Shine On You Crazy Diamond and bothered to divide it by parts. So there is no excuse to have songs this long, especially when the movements in these songs have a name, which tells me the band conceived these as individual songs and later put together in an over 20-minute song for whatever reason. This record is not meant to be listened by pieces, of course. It's meant to be listened as a whole at a very specific time and place. But unfortunately for me, even when I find that, this suffers from the double album curse. When you get an album this long, it's difficult not to have a lot of fillers, and that's exactly what happens here. I know, they are trying to convey a landscape and make you be lost in the music, but F sharp A sharp is half an hour shorter and conveys this landscape without much of a filler, apart from being more accessible in my opinion. All in all, Leave Your Skinny Fists has its moments. There is this theme of hope throughout the whole record that neither of us can deny, and it really shows how the band went beyond with composition and production. This sounds cleaner, bigger, and brighter than its predecessor, and that's what hooked me up initially. And when you do find the time and space to listen to it properly, it really shines as the record it is. Too bad I often get caught between the hope and desolation, because what really bugs me the most is that I don't feel a sense of direction here. The band shifts from uplifting to ominous in a heartbeat, but neither of them seem to have the full protagonism, opposite to what they did in F sharp A sharp, which is mostly dark, but it gives glimpses of hope. Leave Your Skinny Fists kinda reminds me of The Glow Part 2, and if you watch my reaction for that one, you probably know it's not my favorite record. All in all, I enjoyed it the first time, but the more I listened to it, the less fond I became, and thanks to that double album, a lot of filler curse, I didn't add a single song. It doesn't mean the record is a 0 for me, but I wouldn't have it on vinyl. Anyway, that was my reaction/review of Leave Your Skinny Fists Like Antennas to Heaven by Godspeed You Black Emperor. Even the title isn't necessarily long. I don't blame you if you didn't like this review, trust me, I didn't like it either. But who knows, maybe I'll grow to love this record. In the meantime, and if you do like what you see in general, don't forget to subscribe, as well as checking out my other reactions. And so, that was all for today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Tony Whitburn, and I'll see you in the next one.